Hey Bang Crew, what's up? A couple of days ago I asked you guys to send me in some questions and I want to answer them all up for you. I got 12 of them that I thought were the best, so here's some of them. Alright, first up we got, at what point do you want to stop? Is there any weight goals? Do you want to be buff? How big? How small? Well dude, I'm going to stop ultimately at 220. I don't know. 250, everybody says I look best 250, 300. It'd be unhealthy to go below 250, but I do want to go to 220. I was 220 before. I looked really good at 220, but also I was 17 when I was 220, so it was like a whole thing. But eventually, yeah, I'm going to linger around between 220 and 250, and that's where I'm going to be happiest. And then I'm going to be sort of casual about the weight loss situation once I get down to that. We're going to see what happens. I don't know if I necessarily want to be muscular, but putting on a little bit of muscle is a good thing, but I mostly just want to be slim and, normal looking. Next up, what's been the hardest food to resist / cut out? And dude, I got a point to make here. I got something you need to know, you need to hear, you need to learn if you are going to be losing weight. Do not cut out any specific food. There is a specific way you got to do this, because if you try to avoid something for the rest of your life, eventually you're going to give in. You cannot take a whole food just like out of your system, like altogether, just like, because you can resist a brownie for a month, 2 months, 3 months, but are you really comfortable going without ever having a brownie again? No, you're not. Eventually you're going to go back on that, and especially the restrictive diets that most people do, where they're restricting on basically everything that's full of salt and sugar. And there's a medium, happy, healthy way to lose weight while eating, a bit of the fun stuff. There's multiple, actually. First of all, you can just have a small amount of it, just a small amount, just enough to get the flavor in your mouth, just enough to get that taste going. And there's another option, Greg Doucette's cookbook. He gave me it. I got some great stuff in there. You can have stuff that would normally be unhealthy, like his second cookbook has a lasagna recipe, and I've had that lasagna. It was amazing. So you can have a lasagna and it's like low in calorie, high in protein, So invest in that, there's Greg Doucette's book, there's just having a small amount of the good stuff, there's options that allow you to have that fun enjoyment of good food, and still lose the weight. Bro, tips on weight loss plateaus. Been stuck at 345 pounds. Weight loss plateaus are a tricky wicket. You can be stuck in there for like a week, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe a month. I don't know. It can be a long time, but when you get to one, what I find helps is that I just have a little bit of fun one day. I have a little bit of fun. I give myself a chance. I give my body a chance to sort of play catch up on maybe the nutrients that it's missing out on. Because, I don't know, maybe you're not drinking enough water. You can get stuff stuck in your digestive tract. Maybe you're not getting enough of the vitamins and minerals that you need for your body to function. Or maybe you're consuming too much salt with your normal stuff. So you go back to a sort of fun diet where you're having, maybe a mix of all the different food groups for a day, and then maybe most of the time I find one day, maybe 2 at the most, kicks me back into drive and refreshes and revitalizes me. I find a lot of the time with plateaus, I really end up not drinking enough water, and drinking, just having a day where I drink as much water as I want. That's great. That's wondrous. Just give yourself, a little bit of a fun time, a little bit of a good time. Let yourself have what your body says it needs. What are your goals this year, both physically and in other areas? Hugs from Mexico. Well, I am gonna get down below 299. That's my New Year's resolution, and I gotta make stuff up on the spot because I don't know. Kind of going through a change right now. I got like this thought in my head. I know I definitely want to keep getting skinnier. I know I want to get healthier. It would be fun to run a marathon. I want to get running more, like physically running on a road, so that I can, I don't know, be healthy, escape a jaguar if I need to. But also, I don't know, I want to maybe I'll take up running as a hobby. I saw someone talking about climbing gyms, It'd be fun to check out the climbing gym. I don't know if I'm strong enough to lift up my body weight, but it'd be fun to like get strengthen up my arms in that way so that I can sort of lift myself. I don't know if they got stuff to at climbing gyms to help you work on that, but I don't know. I wanna get stronger at lifting myself and run further and faster and farther, and I wanna lose a bunch of weight. Those are my goals, baby. What do you do on bad days? Every once in a while, we all have a really bad day, and I was wondering what keeps you motivated on terrible days. When I have a terrible day, when things are looking dark, when things have gone and fallen apart, and the only thing you can do, the only power you have left is to binge. You have to hold on to that power and just brace it because you don't want to do that. Because as bad as you feel now, you're going to feel even worse if you wake up tomorrow when you're up on the scale. So don't binge, no matter what you do. Just take that feeling, press it down inside of you as hard as obsidian, and find a new way to deposit it. Just chill out, invite a friend over to comfort you, watch your favorite movie, get into your comfiest pajamas, toke up a little, and just chill and let your emotions flow. Write a nice poem, listen to some sad songs, and put on your high quality headphones, the highest quality you have, and just listen to some sad songs. Get those emotions out in the way that you can, and just don't binge no matter what you do. Remember, nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. And I know that's something people say to anorexics when they're just starting to become anorexic, but it's actually good advice for big people like us. How did you lose a pound in 1 hour a few days ago? Dude, being this size, being as absolutely ginormous as I am, it's like, I like to compare it to being in the Grand Line. If you've ever seen One Piece, you know that Nami, the navigator, is a really great navigator, and she's like one of the best in the world. But then when they get to the Grand Line, it's like confusing, and there's currents going the wrong way, and the wind is wrong and everything, and it's hard to navigate there. And that's exactly what being my size is like. Calories in, calories out is the solid way to do it, right? For people who are in like the 200 to 350 range, that makes sense. It's simple. You can guide yourself there. It's just a matter of calories in, calories out, right? But at my size, you can do anything. You can get lost. Like, you can go up 7 pounds in one day. I've done it. I have gone up 7 pounds in one day. Because at my size, a 7-pound difference is a trifle. It's nothing. It's not nothing. It's as simple as having just one too many or something. You can really screw yourself up, like easily. And it goes the same way in the opposite way. Like through the day, if I weigh myself in the morning, I can be like 3. But I'll give you an example. Today, I woke up, I was 396 pounds. And then I didn't eat most of the day, so I ended up getting down 395. And then I had supper. What happened? 398. And then I come back an hour after supper. What am I? 397. And I'm sure when I get done this video and I go weigh myself again, I might be 396 or I might be 398 again, and it doesn't make any sense, and it's hard to navigate, and it's confusing, and it doesn't do science. Science has nothing to do with weight loss at this size. I mean, I know in a much more physical sense science does, but it's confusing science. It's more science fiction than actual science. It's magic. It's... How much do you budget towards clothing? Have you choices and practices changed? Have your choices and practices changed fashion-wise? Yeah, I actually dress in more restrictive clothing. When I was at my biggest, I was absolutely always rocking the basketball shorts and no shirt when I'm around the basement, and the muscle shirts. And I still wear those sometimes, but now I'm like more comfortable to be wearing jeans and an actual shirt, or I can be dress pants, or I put a lot more effort and a lot more style into it. But I did have to buy new clothes, and every time I go up or down, I gotta buy new clothes. So I don't know. I just find a way to make it work. Just budget it out. Just a little bit in. But I always like to keep a lot in my savings, so when I do end up having to make a big purchase like that or car repairs, I can just, it's fine. I've got 3,000 in my savings right now. So if I did need to buy clothes, I could. And it just makes things less worrisome. How did you build your confidence? Well, actually, I didn't used to be confident at all. People used to make fun of me for being the quietest guy in my family. I come from a very, loud, rambunctious, energetic family, and I was always talking real low and mumbling and stuff, and I was sort of quiet and non-expressive. And then one day, I just walked up to this guy. He was a salesman trying to sell me a trailer, and I was in the market to buy a trailer, so I don't know, I just decided one day, hey, I'm a man here to buy something from this man who's here to sell me something. And then I projected my voice and I said, hey, I'm Brent. And I don't know, just that one moment of knowing that I'm here, I'm in the right place, I am the man doing the thing. It just brought me up from mobily teen to absolute man. And there are ways to build that. I got it pretty instantly after that, but it's like just a feeling of self-assurance, knowing that you are the person who is in the place doing the right thing, having confidence that you're supposed to be where you are and you're just as good as anyone else, and just that confidence in yourself. You gotta feel that in the base, like right here there's a feeling in the chest, like deep under the ribs of yes, I am the right person for this job. This is me. I am here. I'm doing the thing. You feel it in your chest, in your back, and there used to be anxiety. Anxiety sort of runs here, like on the center, and then that confidence comes from here, the lungs. And that's why you see confident people always pushing their chest out with their shoulders back, yeah, see? But I don't do that. Are you just aiming to get down to a certain weight, or is there a physique you're aiming for as well? I don't know. I'm having a bit of fun with it. I'm trying to get myself to have, better glutes and better arms. I want to be hot. I just want to be really good looking and hot, handsome. I don't know. I got a decent face, I think. I got a good face, right? But yeah, I don't know. I had a good butt when I was healthy, and now I'm getting back, and I'm doing squats and leg raises, and I'm building up my glutes and my thighs, and I don't know if I want to be one of them Dorito men that has the big old, But yeah, I just want to maximize my attractiveness and minimize my obesity. That's just the general plan. It's a bit loosey-goosey, it's a bit fun, but What's your favorite environment aesthetic, dude? By the water, by the seaside, by the lake? You can look around my bedroom. I got lighthouse paintings all over the place. Paintings of sunsets in my living room. Everywhere I go, I got a whole bunch of water here. Anything to do with water, I am just absolutely obsessed with it. Lakes, lighthouses, waves, oceans, maps, all sorts of things. So it's just that's kind of my aesthetic, I for a while was dressing in nautical fashion, and I loved that. White pants, the sort of light blue t-shirts. Oh, I loved it. It was great. Yeah, sort of my aesthetic. Looking good, man. When you create your crazy pose, do you aim for crazy, or are you already thinking crazy and just want to see how everyone else processes your thoughts? Dude, my brain is a scattered mess of just atoms surging around, thinking of the craziest stuff. At any time I hear someone talk about something or tell me a new fact, I instantly have one of these polls in my head, and I have always thought this way. I used to have this big group, we called ourselves the Nerd Council, and we had a group chat, and I used to always text these weird hypotheticals to them, and then they were like, nah, you're an overtexter, get out of here. So I was like, no. And now I have like the bean crew. I have the freaking bean crew, and I can just like text you in the middle of the day and be like, hey, what's your opinion on this weird thought I'm having? And then you guys do that. So you're my new group chat, guys. You're my new nerd council. Hell yeah. This weird stuff's always there. How tall are you? I'm 6'4", baby. When I was at my fattest, I used to always say, being 6'4" is the only thing I like about myself. It's my own positive aspect. But I don't know, I'm learning to like myself more. But 6'4" is awesome. You can see I'm almost taller than the door. Not quite. Yes, this is how tall I am. And I'm definitely not on my tiptoes. For the thumbnail. That's how tall I am. What will you do after you lose all the weight? Well, I don't know. I'll go on more adventures. I'll hang out with more people. I'll have fun in the woods. I'll go kayaking. I'm gonna get my own place. I don't know. If this YouTube thing doesn't work out, I'll just get a job because I'll be healthy enough to do physical labor again. I was a dishwasher for years, and a cook for years. I had so many freaking jobs, man. It's crazy. But, yeah. I'm just thinking, when I do that, I'll just be more social, be more out there. I'll have that job, so I'll be doing that. I'm working on a plan now to save up 30 grand and then gonna move to Toronto. So once I'm in Toronto, I'm gonna do some interesting collabs with some YouTubers there. I can only assume. I'll get in contact with some people in Toronto. Yeah. And you'll see that. Brentley, do you still study foreign languages? I go back to it once in a while. My French has gotten pretty good. I can form sentences and read, and I can get the gist of what people are saying. I grew up speaking French because I grew up in New Brunswick, so we learned French, and then I just increased it doing apps and watching TV shows and stuff. So that's pretty good. And then my German has gotten really good too. I try to watch TV shows in it. I found this really fun comedy about guys who are always doing experiments and doing explosions. I forget the name, but I haven't watched it in a while. It's quite good. It's quite funny. So my German's pretty good. And then Spanish and Ukrainian have fallen to the wayside. My Spanish is decent. It's not good. And then Ukrainian, I know like 3 phrases. So it's really not learning a language as much as it is I opened up the the learning thing on Duolingo, and I learned like 3 sessions, and then I didn't go back. So I really shouldn't say I'm learning Ukrainian. I should say I want to learn Ukrainian. So French, German, good. English, solid, like a 9 out of 10. And then yeah, my Spanish is like a 2 out of 10, or maybe not just a 2. Alright, that's all I have for today, main group. That's all the questions. Get out of my house. Bye.